If we get the behind the back, we're good. That's all I know. We're good. Oh yeah, we're fine. Now we got it. All right. So let's talk. Hello, sunshine. Julie's here. All right. So let's talk the six-figure joke. And no shout-outs from the peanut gallery for anyone I might have already told this one to. But here's what happened today. And you know that this is going to have to do with your posture, with your success, especially if you are building any kind of income apart from your usual career, home business, network marketing, affiliate marketing, your own product, service, anything like that. There's a young lady that I've known just about my whole life. No, I take that back. Her whole life, excuse me. She went through daycare with my daughter and saw her today after a whole bunch of time had gone by. And, you know, I'm being like her surrogate dad. I'm grilling her on 1,000 different questions. You know, are you married yet? You have a boyfriend? You know, all those obnoxious things that old people do when they run into young people. And then I don't know what possessed me to say it, but I asked her, are you making a six-figure income yet? And she is not. She's working a retail job, and it doesn't matter. So here's the six-figure joke, and you know it's going to pivot to what we're talking about here. And by the way, if throw comments in here. If you think it's a really bad joke, say so. If you think it's a really good joke, definitely say so, and put it on your wall and tag me on it. I said, you're making a six-figure income. The only problem is, cue drum roll, the only problem with your six-figure income is two of those figures are on the wrong side of the decimal point. But six-figure income is a funny thing. I'm going to say that again because, man, that was just too funny to just pass by. Your six-figure income is great. The only problem is two of your six figures are on the wrong side of the decimal point. See, I think that's hysterical. All of us, I got all kinds of going on here, dude. You know what? It has nothing to do with what my magnificent joke was. I'm putting this thing away. Julie yells at me when I use my cell phone too much. So many of us, and I say us because I've done this thing as well. We're looking to grow in a home business. We're looking to posture and position ourselves. Let's see what she says. Six-figure deal is the language we're fed. Why am I even doing this? She's got to be doing this herself. Is the language we're fed since we're old enough to know about it. College career, and then many don't do what they start to do, and the decimal ends on the wrong side. You better believe it. And sometimes that decimal ends, has got 3 on the wrong side of the decimal point. And you know what? Even worse than that, and we're just talking straight truth, there's this thing, this horizontal line that goes to the left of all of the figures, which means it's negative. How many people, and I've done this through a coaching career that goes back, I don't know, 17, 18 years now, and a lot of people, you know, I ask them how their business is going, because a lot of people come to me for coaching and to grow their whole business. And I say, how's your business going? It's great. I'm doing this and that and the other thing. And then I ask them a magic question. Are you in profit? And the eyeballs go down. How is your business great if you're not in profit? And I'm not doing a marketing talk here. I know it sounds like it, but this is more about confidence and posture and telling some emotional and psychological truth. Because that's where everything else that you want to do, that's where it starts with. Write this down. You're going to get much farther in your business and every aspect of your life, but we're talking about business right now. You're going to get much farther speaking truth to yourself for starters, to your prospects for others, then you are posturing and positioning and representing yourself as having a six-figure income and leaving those doors open for them to think that. And if you're out there saying, representing yourself as if you're somebody who is successful, there's always a tell. There's always a subconscious, unconscious thing. It's your choice of language. It's your hesitation. It's your problem with looking people in the eye. And it falls apart. And that conversation is almost never done on a conscious level. That's almost always done where all of our important decisions are made on a subconscious, unconscious level, because most people aren't aware of what they do and why they do it. It's all done from a position of strength and a position of safety. And I promise you, if you're out there positioning yourself as one of the six-figure joke people without the credibility, then it falls apart, and you got to start back up. And those are the people who get excited and say their business is doing great, but when you open up the can just a tiny little bit, you find out that there's nothing there. And I don't want you to be that person. And I'm not saying that I'm the answer to that, because I'm not. I'm not prospecting anyone into an MLM. I'm not prospecting anyone into an affiliate program at the moment. I've got my own stuff, but that's not what this is about. This is about you operating in your own truth. I'm not even telling you not to lie to people. Of course you're not going to lie to people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how you see yourself. It's not about what you've done right now. It's not about how much you've made. It's not about what your documentation is. Of course, you need all those things to be there. And of course, there are people who are six-figure earners and seven-figure earners and eight-figure earners and nine-figure earners and, 10-figure earners. Their posture is different. They're excited, but it's from a place of serenity. They don't have to convince you of anything, because the internal fortitude is here, because the serenity is there, and it shows up in their words, and it shows up in their posture, and it shows up in everything that we take on a subconscious and unconscious level. So the question, and really the only important question, becomes, how do I get to that place? How do I make it so that I'm no longer a six-figure joke, so that I'm not trying to say stuff and get away with it before I'm found out? And the simple answer to that question is just follow your own guidance. Follow your own heart. If you're in a program, the first job you have, and by program I mean an MLM or an affiliate or your own stuff or whatever, just get comfortable with you. Get comfortable with whatever you've done up to this point. And you've screwed up, and you've made mistakes, and you did something at this stage of the game that makes you want to do something different from what you've been doing so far. Maybe you need more money. Maybe you're bored with what you're doing. Maybe you're just looking for a new challenge. And lead with that energy and edify the leaders. And, a very common thing in network marketing is to say, I'm brand new, but look what my leader's doing. And that's perfectly fine. You can stick with that leader, and you could coast off of their results and their documentation and their enthusiasm for quite a while. At some point, and I've watched this happen with people who I've mentored, and I've watched this happen with people in companies I've been in. You stay in that environment, and you learn not just the words, but the behaviors and the attitudes, and you take them in and you work on them in different parts of your own life. That's why I do juggling, because it's the perfect metaphor, because when somebody spends their whole life going like this, I'm going to stand up for this part. Someone spends their whole life going like this and thinks it's juggling, and of course it's not. And then they can substitute that for a 5-step process that eventually turns into That, and I road tested that today with a bunch of 14-year-olds. Road tested it with somebody who can go like that, and all of a sudden, their energy shifts, and they're doing something that they never thought that they could do, that they never saw themselves doing. And that starts to take over in the greatest way other parts of their life. Now their word has, I'm looking for the right word for it, their word is law. Their word has gravitas. That's a great word. Their word is serious. They're looking you in the eye. They're holding their syllables a little bit longer. And that is the stuff that people get attracted to, that people get excited about. And you don't have to have this great track record in MLM, because the words that you say, they start to take on a different life. You're not six-figure joke anymore, and you don't feel like the six-figure joke. You're bonded to success, and you're not watching it from the outside looking in. And that's when you get your first sale. That's when you get your first sign-up. And most of us who've been around this for a while know what happens when you get that first sale. Your enthusiasm is just smoking. I remember back in, let me do math here, I think it was 2003. And we were just starting out, and we were just starting out. We had some success, but we weren't making pin ranks, and all of a sudden we followed the system, which basically is an adaptation of what I'm talking about here. And I'm talking to some of my prospects at that time. Like I said, I'm not doing actively in MLM right now. But I was in San Antonio, Texas, and I called one of my prospects, who wasn't a prospect at that point. She had just signed up. And I'm just going and blowing because I'm hearing. Jim Rohn was there, and I'm hearing all this great stuff, and she was on fire based on the enthusiasm that I had. And she started growing and developing, because that's where the power came from. You don't have to be a six-figure joke. You don't have to posture falsely. You don't have to say things that make it hard for you to look people in the eye. All you have to do is grow your own consciousness, grow your own happiness, grow your own enthusiasm, figure out what your true motivation is for being here, and appreciate the people around you. And that energy starts to become magnetic. You grab it from other people. You guys know what I'm talking about. NoMoreHoldingBack.com. We're at the 15-minute mark almost. I don't want to stop there. NoMoreHoldingBack.com. Get on the newsletter. The reason why I'm doing Release the Hounds this summer, and of course I got other things. Do you really absolutely want to be on Mind Intensive as soon as possible? If you have the resources to do coaching with me, let's see if it's a win-win, because I'm not going to take on clients who aren't ready for what I'm doing at a high level. Release the Hounds is going on this summer. I'm going to start making the page and the graphics for it. That's for anybody who wants that environment of everything I just talked about. And it's going to be a loss leader. In other words, it's going to be inexpensive to get in there. And I think I'm even going to make that an affiliate, so you can actually make money by getting people in there as well, which is another way where you start to get your confidence up. Go check out NoMoreHoldingBack.com. Get on the newsletter if you're not there. And get off the silly six-figure jokes. Find your posture. We'll catch you guys.